All right, guys. Man, should I just start rolling or I don't know? Should I get this? I probably should be playing music or something, but let's just get straight. Let's get straight to it. All right, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Me Real podcast. I'm gonna just get this started. Today is a Sunday. Welcome back, guys. Feels good to be back. I haven't seen you guys since I think, the last episode, which is the Desto Dub episode. Make sure you guys go fucking watch that. We just dropped that vlog a week ago. I got a lot of good feedback from that. Appreciate you guys for tuning into that episode. It's great. And if you have not tuned into that episode right now, it is out right now. We dropped a vlog with Desto Dub, Melrose with Desto Dub. I'm going to pop this up right now. Make sure you guys do stream that. It is a very cool episode. Shout out to the team. We went out there to Melrose. We said what's up we went to Cool Kicks. We said what's up to the homegirl at Cookies. It's a good episode. Make sure you guys go watch that. I'm gonna try not to do that so much if I don't move the camera. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Oh, is it dread? What? Where is it at? Oh, here it is. My bad. So now that I got this thing in my TV, I can see really what's going on with these, my hair and stuff. But okay. Anyways, welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Jarrell. I'm Rel. If you don't know, I'm your host. If you guys are new to this channel, make sure you guys are subscribed right now. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Before I get into this, we're at 500 subscribers, guys. A little background on the podcast. We've been around for about a year now. All types of guests, as you can see. You know what I mean. My name speaks for itself. You really just have to go on. The hardest question I get asked is, people, as soon as I tell them, oh yeah, I got a podcast, they're like, okay, what's your podcast about? And I always try to generalize it. I always try to try to simplify it for you. But there's so much on here. It's not so much one thing. I always usually just say this. Look, I said I conduct interviews and podcasts, and we do vlogs too. And I interview mostly entertainment people. So as a video directors, we've had multiple video directors on here, artists like rappers and stuff. Producers. I even interviewed a jeweler. Shout out Brian Sung. So we do a lot on the channel, but one thing about it is it's a conversation. It's a conversation. So the podcast is always great. You're gonna have all different type of guests on here. I have my personal friends on here. I've brought in family members on here before. And yeah, it's just a fire podcast, man. So if you guys are new, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's see what else. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys are. No, I already said that. Make sure you guys are following me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I know you guys probably get tired of me saying it, but look, if you guys do want to just listen to these episodes, you guys can listen to them now live on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're on there for those who just want to listen. If you're just on your way back from work, or you at work, or you're just going, late at night, you don't want to listen to something, we got it on Spotify. So we're on all platforms, guys. And if not, you guys can find all that stuff in the description right now. First of all, let's talk about the clothing. So today, of course, I'm rocking again the zip up. We just added these zip ups. Can you guys see? Can you guys see? Yeah, the zip ups. Yeah, so we just added these fire zip ups to it. We got two colors in these ones. We got burgundy, which is the one I'm wearing right now, and then we got black. So you guys can now go cop that. They're all 45. Let's talk about the clothing. Like I said, the Real Me clothing. We're gonna pop that up across the screen. Make sure you guys are following that right now. Let's talk about it for a second. So I just want to say appreciate everyone that's been going crazy with the clothing, who's been supporting. I've been honestly doing a lot. I don't know if people are like, oh, where's Rel at? Where's he been or what? I don't know if you guys could. I don't know this, but I've been doing a lot of clothing. Those who follow me on Instagram, they kind of know. I've been pushing out a lot of clothing, doing that, getting the merch out there. I feel like that's the next step in, building my name up there, the Real Me Rel. So I think, this year I really want to get everyone geared up with clothing. So I've been really focusing a lot, and it's been great. A lot of people have been making sales. I had this, shout out this one, I don't want to say client, but yeah, one client, or this, this one client that she purchased, man, she purchased 4 things, man. She purchased like 2 sweater, and then she just put in 2 more orders, I think. So that's like 6. Yeah, so you guys are just doing great. So I want to say appreciate you guys. If you got a hoodie, we got shirts. I'm really working on that merch right now. We really gonna have a lot of stuff. So right now we got zip ups, sweats, shirts, pullovers, and then right now we're working on trucker hats. Those are gonna be released pretty soon. We got working on the hats right now for those who want to get hats. We got everything. So the Real Me Rel's not going anywhere. We just taking it to the next level right now. It's a pretty chill day. I'm by myself. Honestly, I've been getting good feedback from these episodes. People saying that they rocking with them. So I'm gonna just keep doing these little solo eps. They're kind of like news reports. I just kind of talk about some stuff. But today I'm gonna label this one Q&A because I'm gonna be answering some questions on here. So I just did a poll actually today. Today's Sunday. I don't know when I'm gonna drop this. I might drop it Monday or Tuesday this week. But today's Sunday, and I did a poll. And before we get off to the next subject, but yeah, the clothing. So make sure you guys go order yourselves that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All that stuff in the description. So let's move on. So yeah, today I did a poll, got some questions, some personal questions about the podcast, questions about what's going on, and we're gonna answer them. And that's pretty much what I want to talk about, and just give you guys a little update. There's a lot of stuff that's changing right now, and yeah. So let me just pull these questions up real quick. They're like all over the place, to be honest with you. So I'll try to keep them like kind of like in order, But let's see. Okay, I got a lot of questions about like relationships. Like everyone's been asking me about that shit. So let's just start it off like that. All right. So this question I got right here: why are relationships complicated? Let's just get personal for a second. I've talked about this. It really depends how much you watch the podcast. Like, I know people that really be knowing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pay attention, I've talked about this. You know what I'm saying? On certain episodes. But I don't think I've talked about it. By myself. So let's talk about it. So me personally, I don't know, man. Like, okay, let's see. Why are relationships complicated? In my opinion, I think it has a lot to do with society, man. Just the era we're living in. And I think everyone can feel it. Like, oh shit, I think everyone can feel this. Like, and I'm trying to make a general statement because I'm not trying to make like everyone's different. You know what I mean? But I think everyone can feel that relationships are complicated these days. I have my own complications, relationships personally, like things that I go through. But I think everyone can at least relate, saying relationships are just complicated. Even if you're in one or you're about to get in one, So. Me personally right now, if I'm being honest, we call this the real me or real. I'm not in an official relationship or whatever, but I'm definitely not talking to no other females. I'm kind of focused on one right now. So that's just where I've been kind of at. And that's just part of me growing up, to be honest with you. Let's just get into it. So, okay, so why are relationships complicated? So I want to say, I think society, living in 2023, it's a new era, man. I think social media has a lot of part to play with it. You know what I mean? Everyone's on their phones these days, and it's just life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everyone has this idea in their head, like what a relationship's supposed to be, and if it's not like that, then it's not. And then you got celebrities. I think it's just a perspective. And the thing about me is, if I'm being honest, I have a very good grasp on perspective. People's perspectives, and I think that's what makes me so successful in what I do, because it's like I can see things without it being. It's like I'm very good at that. Does that make sense? If you guys can relate with me on that, perspectives. You know what I'm saying? You get someone, you look on your phone and you see, Lil Durk in India just doing it up and doing this, and Durk doing this and buying her this and buying her that. Some people start thinking like that's what love is. You know what I'm saying? So that gets into people's heads, and I think people bring that into their own life. And it messes them up. And it's really hard, And I try so hard not to be, part of that matrix or just part of that, I try to really focus on in real life situations. And I'm always talking about that on my Instagram. If you guys follow me, I'm always talking about real life. This podcast is cool. And a lot of you guys have, perspectives on me because just think about it. Like, some of you guys just see me. The first time you saw me was with a rapper, So then you just already kind of think like that's the type of, And in real life is a lot of things. So like I said, that you can apply that to relationships, to friendships, to anything. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that is, focus on what's really going on in front of you. Don't so much try to be or try to look. You know what I mean? And it's a hard fine line because, everything's about perspectives, right? Because you look on my Instagram. I've said this before on the podcast. If you go on my Instagram right now, you go on my podcast, you probably think that, oh, Rel, man, he knows everybody. He kicks it with everybody. He's always doing something. And you know what? Real people that actually spend time with me day to day, know me and actually talk to me, have conversations, really know. It's like I'm not on shit, you feel me? It's like that, but it's not as glorified as it looks on Instagram. And a part of that is just because, like I said, it's perception. And, you know, I'm in entertainment. So that's the kind of the goal, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be fake or nothing like that. But it's almost like, okay, yeah, it's true, but it's not at the same time. So, yes, I do know a lot of rappers. I know producers, and I kick it with, you know, people and stuff like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean it is what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this is business. You know what I mean? A lot of this, when you see me, is on camera. A lot of stuff's on camera. You know? You know, very rarely do I kick it with people off camera. So relationships, I think, are so complicated these days because I think everyone has an idea of what it's supposed to be like. And another thing I wanted to talk about too is I think, you know, this basically has something to do with, like, you know, the new era, which is, like, for example, like my parents, old school, you know what I mean? Both born in the 60s. You know, they knew each other for a long time, then got married, got a house, and then had me, or adopted me, I'm sorry. And, you know, very old, you know what I'm saying? They grew up in the 60s, 70s. You know, I've talked about this on the last, I think, 2 solo eps ago. So, you know, sometimes a lot of people look up to their parents too, you know what I mean? So if you have someone that, you know, let's say their mom just had a bunch of boyfriends, you know, throughout her whole life, that's sometimes subconsciously, it's not like your daughter or your son is trying to do that. But sometimes some people, that's just all they know. And they think that's, you know what I mean? It's like everyone has a different situation and what they think is real love, you know? And I think that's what makes it so complicated for me is because I personally, I'm old school. I'm an old soul. I was raised around old school. That nowadays it's called old school. But, you know, most of my elders were born in the 60s, 70s, 80s. My uncles and aunts. Everybody, that's just the family I grew up around on both sides, you know? So that's just me. I'm an old school. I'm a mama's boy a little bit, kind of. That's just my mom. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's just me. I'm like an old school lover. You feel me? I'm not with this new school. We're gonna get into like my personal opinions on that, like social media and stuff like that. But personally, you know, I don't really get into all that. So yeah, I think that's really why relationships are so complicated. You know, and it's just, you know, so many people out there and money and just, you know, you can't even. You know, what's real happiness? You feel me? That's really where I'm at, to be honest with you with it. I think, you know. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's keep it on the relationship though. The next question is, so I was talking to this with actually one of my friends right here. She okay, so we had this debate. So ideas. So, you know what I'm saying, what's my thoughts on females being the man in a relationship? Man, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm not trying to sound misogynistic. I'm not like that. But I'll give you my 2 cents on this. So we deal with a society or this era where a lot of girls, you know, a lot of women want to be, you know, not the man. I think that's not the proper word, but, you know, the alpha, like the top dog in the relationship. They want to call the shots. And I think if you have that mindset that you have to, like, you got to be better than the other, you know, I don't think you should be in a relationship in the first place, to be honest with you. If that's how you're already thinking, like, I need to be over someone, like, I don't think a relationship should be about who is better and I don't think it should be a competition. I think it should be a genuine thing. And genuinism is, we can talk about that next too, is very important to me, genuine. I think that's why I'm such, I don't like to toot my own horn, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's why I'm so successful in my lane. I'm a very genuine person. I think people can see that right through it. And if not, my name speaks for itself. Go on any of my podcasts and tell me those podcasts aren't genuine, and, you know, I'll give you $100, bro. And I'm very genuine, bro. I'm a very genuine person. And I love genuinism. I'm very in love with that. So I think, you know, that's not genuine of someone to be like, I need to be like this, for, you know, trying to belittle someone or try to be a top. I think it should be both. It shouldn't be equal. You know, I don't know about equal, but I just think both of you guys are in this together. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just really my thoughts on, you know what I mean? Personally, like I said, I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, you know, we'll go on to the next question. I kind of like, I'll give you like my personal experiences with this. But yeah, that's pretty much my ideas on it. I just think a woman, I'm not saying she shouldn't, you know, be the man in a relationship. I just think personally, it shouldn't be about who's the man. You know what I mean? It should be how you guys connect with each other. You know, not so much who's bigger or whatever. That's just my opinion on it. And yeah, I don't know. So all right. So next question is, let's see. All right, this is a good one. What are my biggest pet peeves in women? Okay, let's just talk about it. Jarrell, what is Jarrell's pet peeves in women? It's little certain. It's honestly some random. It's not random shit, but like I said, genuism. I'm very turned on, or just I'm very attracted to the way the people carry themselves. I don't know. I think that's more of like getting older. You know what I'm saying? I think I got more attracted to how people carry themselves. No, so much. I kind of like got past that phase. You know, with the looks and stuff like that. When I was younger, I was really would go out to, oh man, this girl got a fat ass. Like hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that only gets you so far. Real niggas know. You know what I'm saying? I only get you so far. Well, you eventually gotta go past. You gotta look past that and see what the person's really about. You know what I'm saying? So, biggest pet peeves. I'll name some of them. So, let's see. I hate an outside girl, an outside bitch. I hate that. I hate an outside bitch, and I think part of it has to do with because I used to be like that. So it's almost like I know what the fuck is going on, bruh. And I don't like to sound like a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, you know, this is kind of like this is like a side note or whatever, but, you know, a lot of people are different. Like I said, everyone's different, man. Like, for me, for example, some people can relate. When I was 16, 17, I was in the club, throwing parties in the club. That was what I was on when most kids my age were in high school, eating that Chick-fil-A, kicking it with their friends' mama's house. Like, that's the type of shit a lot of kids was on while I was out doing that, kicking it with older people, doing that type of shit. So I kind of got that experience out of my system when I was younger. So, like, if you would have talked to me a couple years later, or a couple years earlier, and, you know, I probably wouldn't so much mind, because I probably wouldn't care at all, because I was probably doing the same shit. So now as a man, just, you know, I'm 21 years old, I don't really go for shit like that, you know what I mean? So, okay, biggest pet peeve is a girl that's outside. So, for example, like, and I don't mean, like, with her friends, I mean a girl that genuinely, like, looks for attention outside, like in the club, you know what I'm saying, at niggas parties, like at niggas photo shoots, takeovers, like all that outside shit. Like, it's almost like they're seeking attention. And I get into this debate all the time with my friends, like mostly, like, you know, my female friends and stuff like that. They tell me, like, oh, it's them doing them, and that's cool, bro. But this is the problem, though. This is the problem I have. Look, the pet peeve is, you know, we can talk about this next, which is boundaries. Like, it's almost like a boundary thing, like a respect thing, you know what I mean? Because, oh, man, we're going to be here for a minute. Jeez, I don't know why I asked people to ask me this shit, because I'm really about to get into it. But I think when you're in a relationship with somebody, they're almost representing you. And if that's really what it comes down to. You can honestly name all the reasons why you don't like your girl dressing that way, or because there's this, and that. But my general argument that I'm gonna make is that your partner or whoever you're with represents you. So, you know, if your girl's in the club shaking ass with a bunch of dudes around, and it's not a good image, you know, the last thing you need is, you know, someone saying, like, I was in the club, man, I saw your girl, she was shaking ass. Now, me personally, I don't go for that shit. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know, like I said, some niggas don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas will just let that shit happen. I don't know. But for me, for example, if I care about you in any slightest way, I'm not gonna have you attach my name to that behavior. You know, if we're gonna be in a relationship, you're gonna represent me on some type of level, just like I'm representing you. So it's all about image and perspective, like I said in the beginning. So I think, you know, just girls that do that type of shit, I don't really go for them. I don't really talk to them, or at least, like, I just don't take them serious. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't pursue an actual relationship with women that do that. So it's a pet peeve for sure. Let's see. The next question we got. Oh my god, I think I just deleted the fucking. Oh, here you go. My bad, I lost questions. Okay, other peeves. No, my bad. I'm still on this. Other peeves I have, pet peeves. So yeah, a girl that's outside in the club, so very social media influence. Like, she does things for fucking clout. You know what I'm saying? Posts on the gram all the time, showing off her body. I don't really, like I said, like, I'm not trying to sound like I control women. Like, I'm just telling you pet peeves that I just don't really fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And you can have an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a problem when you try changing that. Like, okay, you can honestly state, you know what I'm saying? Look, if I'm talking to a girl, this is how I handle things. Look, if I'm talking to a woman or whatever, and I tell her how I'm feeling, I express how I feel. I say, hey, look, I don't really like the way you do this. And, you know, I don't really like that, or however I say it, however you say it. And that's pretty much all you can do. You can't force nobody to stop going to the club. You can't. Then how they react to you expressing yourself, that's what tells you. So if they actually truly give a fuck about you, they'll be like, okay, let's compromise. Or like, how could I change it? How could I make them, you know what I'm saying? A real person will be like, okay, I don't want him to feel like that. You know what I mean? Maybe their idea is to invite you out with them or not go at all. I don't know, but they'll come up with a solution, because anyone that cares about you is gonna, hear that and acknowledge that. And that's really the truth, I think, 100%. Like I said, you can have your preferences and pet peeves and stuff like that, but you truly can't change anybody. And I make that very clear all the time. You're not God. You can tell people and express people how you feel, but what they do and how they act is on them. And like I said, not a lot of people understand that. And it comes with growing older and talking to different women. And that's why I really started to, I didn't really always understand it at first. You know what I mean? I really thought I was fucking Superman. I thought I could just really you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the way you're going to do things now, and it's really not like, and as much as you think it is like that, it's never like that. It's always the person up to them. So, yeah, so I think, okay, another pet peeve is, this is random, but girls that nod it. I can't stand a bitch that nods it. I hate that shit. I don't support it. I used to do it. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite. When I was younger, I used to do that shit. And that shit's so fucking stupid. Just like partying every day and every weekend, it's just like so dumb. But this is like really like for your health wise dumb. It kills your brain cells. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's nitrous. It's literally car nitrous you put in your fucking car to go faster, and you inhale it. It's the dumbest shit. I used to do it all the time. I'll admit it. I used to have a tank myself. I don't fuck with that shit, and it's a very red flag on me. And it's not so much really that much relevant today, because I'm not even in that type of scene where I talk to girls that are even thinking about doing shit like that. So, but it's just pretty one that's kind of out there that I don't like. Lying. I hate girls that lie. But if you can lie, you better be good at that shit. So if you're not good enough to lie, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, if you're good at doing that shit, then you're good at doing that shit. But if you're not, then and I hate a lie that thinks I'm stupid. That's another thing too. Like I said, So yeah, there's just that. Let's see what else pet peeves I have in a girl. Hate girls that entertain niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, do things for clout. That kind of brings you back to it. A lot of girls are social media influenced. They do things for Instagram. They post. They do polls. Like, I hate girls. That's another thing, pet peeves. I hate girls that do polls when they mad at you. I don't know if you guys can feel me on this, but have you ever had a girl, you guys are talking or whatever, and like, you guys are... Damn. Interrupting my shit. I don't know if you guys can relate with this, but I don't know if you guys have ever been talking to your girl, your girlfriend, or some girl you getting out, you guys are talking to, and let's say you guys are on bad terms. It could be, depending on how petty this girl is, it could be that day or that week or that, I don't know. But I know someone could relate to me on this. I've had a lot of instances with girls, like let's say like you lag on them for a whole day. Okay. All of a sudden, you see these polls on their Instagram talking about like what's I can't really think of the questions that she would post. Every girl's different, but like, what's your body count? Are you freaky? Can I link with you? Like, she's trying to, really trying to antagonize you. Like, so I guess like to generalize that statement, I hate girls that run to social media when things are wrong. I hate girls that do that. We're all guilty of it, but some people more than others. I hate people that run to social media. I hate that shit. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that shit. And yes, that's biggest pet peeve. So girls that run to social media with their problems, I hate that shit. So if a girl already talks about like, if you can't do something with your girl, you guys are fighting, and she talks about where we at on her story or where you at or where we, what I'm saying? Or she starts going out, like, I hate girls that do that. So yeah, social media is a really fucked up one, yeah. Let's see. Next question. I'm trying to think some other pet peeves I have. Yeah, so girls that read social media, I hate girls that run to social media, being outside. I hate girls that hang around niggas. A lot of girls that hang around dude. Like, I'll never go for the girl that says, like, oh, I like hanging around guys because girls are drama. Yeah, okay, bro. Like, whatever. Just because girls are drama, that doesn't mean that gives you, like, where's this dread at? It doesn't give you, like, the automatic pass to, like, just kick it with a bunch of dudes. Like, I just don't like that. And that's like, I won't, like I said, everyone has preferences. I personally, like I said, if you don't give a fuck, then that's you, bro. But I'm not going to pursue a relationship with a woman that kicks it with nothing but dudes. And I'm not saying a girl that just kicks it with dudes, like, just that's all she is, like, is with niggas. I don't like that shit. I'm sorry. And I'm not insecure. It's not because I think them niggas is doing that. Like I said, it's all about image. I don't want my girl representing me with a bunch of dudes. It's not so much I'm intimidated. Something like I said, a lot of these niggas is intimidated, bro. It's a different thing. Like these niggas get scared because like they think, you know what I mean? Because oh no, like he's better than me. It's not that. I'm not coming from that type of. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm just coming from representation and just images and perspectives. Like I just don't like that. I'm just trying to be very clear on what I'm trying to say, so don't cancel me. Let's see what else. Any pet peeves? Yeah, it's pretty much it. Yeah. Trying to think other things girls do. Let's see. I think that pretty much sums it up. My boy Young Steve hit me right now. See what he's talking about.
Fabian, you're Ethiopian. You're African. You're black. Okay.
His way, Steve sent me this video. Oh my god, you funny. Man, shout out my brother Young Steve. Like I said, quick little announcement right now. My manager Young Steve, gonna pop a picture of him right now. That's my boy, that's my right hand. Any inquiries you guys have, you trying to get on a podcast, you trying to get an interview, you trying to get your song out there, you trying to get us to go vlog your party or whatever the fuck you got going on, hit up my manager Steve. He'll hit you with the rates. He'll tell you, he'll take care of all that shit. It used to be my assistant, but now it's my manager. So Steve 4K Trey, you guys go hit him up right now. Of course, you guys gonna see him. We love Steve. He's been around for a couple months now. I've known him for years, but I'm saying like we brought him onto the channel a couple months ago, and it's been great. So yeah, make sure you guys do that. He texts me right now. All right, let's move on. So next question is, why do men cheat? Okay, I can tell you why I think men cheat. There's probably 1,000 reasons, but I'm pretty sure it comes down to like, I think it's really just, it's a mental thing. I think there's a bunch, like I said, there's not no specific reason why men cheat. You know, everyone got their own scenarios. I personally have never, ever cheated a day in my life. I've never done that. I've never done anyone like that ever. God strike me now if I've cheated. I've never cheated a day in my life. So honestly, I can't tell you personally. I've never done it. But I can tell you maybe why folks would do it. So let's get into that. So number one reason is probably because they're not happy. Some dudes don't have the actual self-courage to like actually, you know, face the truth and say, I don't really like this girl. We shouldn't really be together. So they try to hold on to stuff, and then it becomes cheating. So it's like they really just can't let go of the real relationship, you know, when they really just want to be with somebody else. Sometimes people do it to be petty, to hurt others, you know, to teach, you know what I'm saying, maybe a lesson or whatever. You know, some people do it out of anger. Another reason I think, which is a big one, is I think just not being loved properly. Let's emphasize this for the ones in the back. Not being loved properly, you know what I mean? Just not being happy in the situation. I think that leads to a lot of cheating. You know, because I personally think, ooh, this is hard. I like to say this, but it's kind of true, but it's not. It's like, I like to think if you're truly happy in a relationship, you don't cheat. But I think people still do it, to be honest with you. So it's like, I think, but I think you're less likely to cheat, though. If someone that's truly happy with somebody, they don't want to hurt someone like that, you know? So I think if someone cheats, they honestly just don't care from the jump. Most cases. Like I said, everyone's different. So I think that's pretty much my two opinions on why men cheat. I never cheated. I'm not a cheater. For ladies out there that just looking at me right now, I don't cheat at all. I don't do that. I just wouldn't fuck with you in the first place. I would never. For me to cheat on you, that means you would have to be my girlfriend or something like that. So I wouldn't even let you get that far if I was thinking about cheating on you. Yeah. So, not trying to sound like a dick, but for real, that's just me. So I think that's pretty much my 2 cents on why men cheat. I think that's, yeah. Real question is, why do women cheat, huh? I'm not gonna answer that because it wasn't asked. Okay. So next question is, let's go. Okay, so we back on the gram. Let's see what we got. Is there any more relationship shit? Nope. I think that's pretty much it. So we're done with relationship talk. We got some other questions out here. Let's see. I got a question. This question is, why not come up with a better logo and a design on the back? So I kind of took offense to this. No, I was playing. I already talked to the homie. The homie asked me this. I think he just really, like, why don't you come up with another logo? I don't know, man. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to be this successful in podcasting. Nah, that's a lie. I knew I was going to be the shit, for real. But it's like, you don't really think that far ahead, bro. When I made this logo right here, it was kind of like, okay, this is my logo. I never thought I was gonna have to answer why I don't have another one. I never thought I'd even get that far. So that's really just the first part of the question. And why is it not on the back of the hoodies? I don't know. To be honest with you, I think it would look fire on the back. I think if we would have to put the mic on top and then like the logo, that would be cool too. But me personally, I do my clothing based off of how I like things, to be honest with you, bro. I don't really do it off of, for the most part. So I like simple things. I like either images or simple. Like something simple or something with the image on it. And my thing is kind of like, I like my, it's a good material and it's simple. It's just the logo. You can't go wrong with that. Because once you start adding extra stuff in there like that, you get more complaints talking about, I don't really like how this looks. I don't really like how that looks. And I deal with that sometimes too. Like with the, not so much with this shit, but you know, I've had this girl talk about like, oh, I don't really like that font or whatever. So once you start adding more stuff, that's more people. And it's really coming from a, you know, it's really coming from a, like a, how do I say it? Like a business standpoint. So I look at it like not so much what's gonna look cool, it's more like what's gonna sell. So I look at it because like I sell clothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, dude, the merch is because I sell that shit. Like it's you know what I mean? A lot of behind it is through sales. We're selling it. We're trying to get people to buy it. We're not just trying to make it look cool. You know what I'm saying? I could probably make a $200 sweater with the images, my face on there, a mic, pictures of the real me and real. But then it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but is that gonna help me sell my clothing and get my name out there? That's really what I'm going for. So not so much the design, but I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm still working on it. We're adding new apparel. We're doing hats. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm not gonna make a new logo. We're actually honestly on season 2, and I think we should honestly have a new logo for the picture. So I think that'd be a great idea. But I'm just, I don't know. I'm new out here, man. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that's to answer your question. That's pretty much, I haven't thought that far ahead. And yeah, on the back, I just think it's simple. The front, it's right there. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on the back, see how it looks. Okay, next question is, what is the hardest thing about running a business? The hardest thing about running a business, there's a lot of things, but I would think it's just the people. For me, for example, it's people, man. It's just the people, dude. It's finding the right people. That's life, man. People is always gonna be one of the hardest things about life. But business in particular, it's trying to find people that have the same mindset and goals as you. Like really, it's really hard. Side note, I went through 2 assistants. My bad. 2 assistants. I went through 2 cameramans. I was supposed to have a co-host with me that started this podcast with me. It didn't work out. It's just trying to find the right people. I think that's probably the hardest thing, whether you're doing music or entertainment, anything in entertainment, just finding the right people, genuine people that have the same interests as you is probably the hardest thing about business. So, like I said, even the guest situation, my podcast, bro, if everything went the way it is in my head, this podcast would be literally what it already know what it is, which is the number 1 hottest black-owned podcast in Los Angeles. But at the end of the day, I could do so much, but I'm entertainment. I still need other people. I need you guys to watch me. I need other people to come on here to do podcasts with me. I need you guys to, I need you guys just as well. So it's not just always me. So I think just finding the right people is probably the hardest thing with business for sure. Definitely. Rather, you're always going to just deal with people. That's probably the hardest thing I would say. Okay. Next question is, man, my throat is so dry. Pause. But I need water. So sorry. I got a lot of questions. Okay. Who is going to be next on the podcast? That is a good question. I know who I want to be next, which is Desto motherfucking Dub, boy. We've been trying to get that. No, I'm saying, not like we've been trying. I just linked with him, like I said in the beginning. Go stream that episode. I talked to Desto, man. We got to get a date in. I really hope it's this month. I don't want to say he's going to be the next person on here, but if you guys want to know like an inside scoop, we were supposed to have this light-skinned girl influencer. She was supposed to come in. It looks like she's not going to be coming in, I don't know, anytime soon. HBK Joshy on the low. Part 2, I've been talking to his manager. He said he's down for that. No Limit Austin, he's supposed to come in here. Man, Do the Damn Thing. That's some rapper that one of my guests one of my clients or whatever, not client, but one of my guests that try to refer him over here. He's an artist. We're trying to get Jay Fur back up in here. I'm really just trying to get a lot of people back. I don't know who's gonna be next. Honestly, I play it by ear. I can tell you who I want to be in here next and who you guys should be on the lookout for. But I'm really trying to get that Desto Dub episode in. So I've been just kind of like really focused on that. We just linked with him, so it's kind of a little too soon. But I got his number. It's all good, positive news. From what I've heard, it's gonna happen. That's the same thing with Ron Jug. Who the fuck else did I meet? Ron Jug, Desto. Who am I missing, man? I can't even think. But yeah, that whole we're trying to get all the boys in here for sure. So those are the people who definitely we're gonna get up in here. I've been talking to them. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, trying to get these people in here. It's difficult, man. Just coming up, being a podcaster and just doing my thing and just doing it by myself is just, I gotta rely on other people. A lot of people, I deal with a lot of stuff. It's very frustrating. I talk to these people and trying to get them all in here, and it doesn't always work the way I want it. It's very patient. I gotta be patient. I gotta wait for them to come in here. At the same time, I gotta make sure I'm still doing something. So yeah, definitely those folks, like I just said, those probably gonna be next up on the podcast. And yeah, a lot of part twos. Another question is, let's keep it on the podcast. Who inspired you to make a podcast? There's no one specifically that I said, oh yeah, I gotta do a podcast because he did it. I'm sorry that I keep moving that. There's no one that really did that for me, and there's a lot of people I like that, you know what I'm saying? No one really inspired me to do anything, to be honest with you. I love podcasting itself. No one individually, just a whole podcast. I just think a podcast in general, I love it. You know what I mean? I just really think it's like my real calling, for real. So no one really inspired me to do it exactly. It was more of just like I fell in love with the craft, and I think that I can excel in it. And as you guys can see, baby, I'm doing it. Niggas don't play with me. So I mean, that's really what I just fell in love with the podcast idea, not so much someone who. So that's pretty much the answer on that. And I'm here. I'm your host, Real Me Real. Let's go. I need to start saying that clearer. The Real Me with Real. I be trying to do captions and I have to edit it every time. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, let's see. Another question is, we answered that. Who inspired me? Where do you see yourself to 5 to 10 years? If I'm being honest, I see myself living in the hills, whether it be Friendly Hills or Hollywood Hills, living with my manager, probably Booch and Steve, and maybe Jaquel, living with my team in a really big house, podcasting, traveling, interviewing the most dopest guests on the planet, and really just being very successful in my lane. I really see myself doing that within the next, 10 years, 5 years. So that's basically where I'm going. And I just think, by that time, I'm going to be very established and keep on putting on that work, and I think it's just going to go great. Yeah, so that's basically where I see myself podcast-wise. That's pretty much, I think that's pretty much what they're asking. So, I've been actually getting this question a lot. Am I going to make another song? Oh my God, dude. Like, I can't tell you how many people have brought this up. Are you going to make another song? Do you still make music? Sorry, my ring camera went off. Do you still make music? Are you going to make another song? The answer is yes. Sometime in the future, I probably will make another song. For music, for me, it has to be like a mindset thing. I have to be, in the mood for that. It's a creative process. It's not like podcasting. It's more of like you're creating something, and I have to be in the mindset for it. And I really do my best music when I'm going through some, like, I'm not trying to say going through, not something sad, but more of like, I'm like, okay, well, the last song I made was Sweet Escape. What was my headspace when I made that song? I was about to start a podcast. I was kind of going through some stuff with my family, and I really just locked in. It really just has to, me and I Wobble, Go Scream that episode. He's been out here. That's my personal producer that I make music with. He's from the same city as me, went to the same high school. When he sends me those beats, and if I hear the beat and I really have to get into it, then yeah, bro. And what's scary is right now, I'm actually pretty tapped in with some of the most successful podcast producers in Los Angeles and the Inland Empire. I'm actually really tapped in with them. So it would actually be kind of scary if I made a song right now. It would actually be fucking crazy. But I'm so my focus right now is just the podcast. So honestly, to answer your question, yes, I do. I am gonna make another song. Do I know when? When the time is right, I will. But when I do, don't worry. I'll make sure to stream that with you guys. You guys gonna know it's gonna be lit. You guys know, like, if you guys haven't seen any of my songs or heard any of my songs, they're all fire. Westside Hollaback went viral when in high school. Over 50,000 plays total. It's crazy, almost 100. And we got Jay's Anthem. It's like a freestyle. And we got Sweet Escape. I dropped that last year. And then we got Thick Mamacita. It's like a Mexican beat. All my music is fire, so go stream that. It's all on SoundCloud, Apple Music, all that stuff. You guys can find that. Not in this bio, but you guys can go to my page on Instagram. And you guys can go find that. Or just look up Westside Hollaback. And you'll find that. Let's see. I think that pretty much answers all those questions. Yeah, I think so. Do I have more in here? Yeah, that's pretty much all the questions I have right now. I don't know what else to answer. We'll see how this goes. This one's kind of long, so I just named this Q&A part 1. If you guys got more questions for me, leave them down in the comments. DM me on Instagram. DM the real me or Rail. Make sure you guys are subscribed right now. Make sure you guys get yourself a hoodie. $45 a hoodie. Zip ups, fire material. We got pullovers, zip ups, sweats, shirts, hats coming soon. A lot of stuff. So make sure you guys get yourself some. And if not, don't say you're out here fucking with Rail like that. You fuck with me and for friends and all that. If you don't have a shirt, if you don't have any type of my apparel, we are not that cool. Trust me, we are not that cool. So make sure you guys go do that. Let me know how you guys fuck with this video. Like I said, I'm gonna see you guys on the next episode. Like I said, be on the lookout for those guests we were just talking about. Let me know if you guys are fucking with this. Make sure you guys are subscribed right now. Make sure if you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you guys are following me on there. Give me a 5-star. Give me a good rating. And if not, you guys can find all that stuff in the description. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Jarrell, JAAHREL. Make sure you guys are following the podcast, The Real Me or Rel, of course. And then let me know who you guys want to see next. But until then, I will see y'all in the next episode for real.